Hello and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity 2. Now, after taking one step down these stairs, Calais here said, "Come closer, Watcher, we must speak." So, we're gonna speak.
And here I thought Tawenu would hold vigil on the company's stoop until the last shard of Audra was dredged up from the ruins of his village. Sometimes it pays to be wrong.
Somebody had to step in and help.
Plenty of folk disagreed with you, it seems. I wonder, what makes you so different?
Aloth hents his fingers and smiles. Hey, Aloth likes us a little bit.
The Valian Trading Company is so fixated on incremental profits that by the time they make any real headway, Rawatai will own every island in all but name.
She shakes her head and sighs.
And the Hawana are so gullible that their loyalties will be spread across 500,000 contracts, and nothing but black powder will remind them who truly owns Deadfire. Stop by the Royal Deadfire District sometime. Rawatai needs men and women of action to represent our interests. And I can see a promising career for someone like you.
Interesting. So we got a little reputation for Rawatai. So if I check our reputation, yeah, okay. So we now have new reputations with these ones. We don't actually have any reputations, but we have like them unlocked. Interesting. All right. Well, that's cool. Anyway, I'm gonna head inside.
What do you need?
Again, because we got more talking to do. But yeah, seems like the Valian Trading Company aren't our only option. It's good, because they seem to be fairly evil. What is VTC attendant? A Valian Trading Company attendant.
Watch and learn.
Why wouldn't they just call him attendant? Anyway, let's head in here. All stealing? All stealing? Oh, we'll see if we can go speak to the governor. Hello.
Ecosi, you have business here?
The guard holds up a hand, appraising you in a few sweeping glances. Yes, I've just come from Port Maget. Governor Clario suggests I might find work here.
You are in luck. The governor is between meetings. Go on in.
Alright, well that was easy enough. All of this stealing? Ooh, not stealing. The white that wends. How long have I been wandering? I can no longer tell. The days in endless white, the cold breath of the wilderness biting at my neck. All I feel is the incessant hand of wind pushing me forward. Where is it taking me? Where did it start? On the boat? Was there a boat? I remember one. A storm? And a disaster. If I dwell on it long enough, my mind rebels. So I walk. She appears to me. How many times has it been? Once? I've seen her before. Or is this the first time? Did she ever leave? All my mind can do is ask questions. Each question leads to another question. The answers frighten me. So I walk. She stands with her head cast down. Long white hair hangs in front of her face, obscuring it from my view. She holds out a hand. Pale, thin, ham up. She wants my help. She wants my soul. Something screams, inhuman and primal, overtakes me from behind, wrapping me in a terrifying blanket of sound. My skin contracts as chills course through me. I turn to face my pursuer and see only a vast white emptiness. She is gone, like every time before. Was there a first time? Has she gone before? My stomach answers with a growl. Hunger. Beast consumes me from the inside. There is no stopping it. I must eat. I see water. Am I seeing it now? Is this a memory? Confusion slips its fingers inside my head and murmurs softly. I cannot quite hear it. I strain to no avail. The water remains. It must be here. I drop to my knees and hear the whisper-like crack of the ice beneath my feet. I am sitting here in the lee of an ice mountain. The protection it provides does little to prevent the wind from driving the pins of snow into my flesh. I am shaking. Where's my left hand? I move it. Nothing. I look down. I see it moving. It is wet, caked with ice. My head falls back against the ice. I press it to the edges of my memory. My brain whispers back with a soft, crackling sound. And scream. Wood on wood, tearing, cracking. I close my eyes again against the onslaught. She appears to me again. Again? Time fragments and blows around me like the snow that obscures my vision. I am walking. My hand is on fire. I feel the needles piercing my fingers as she reaches hers out to me. She raises her head, black eyes staring blankly. Her mouth opens and closes, but if she speaks, I cannot hear it. The scream again, closer this time. If I still had emotion, I would be quaking. I turn as I have so many times before to see what monster has found me. and she is there, behind me. She puts her hand on my chest. The cold burns through my clothes. She leans in, her mouth rests against my ear. We are waiting. I open my eyes. I lie on the ground. I see torn fabric, rocks, a broken wooden box, an unsuccessful campfire. Where did it come from? Did I make it? How did I get here? I roll onto my back, unable to stand. Exhaustion sits on my chest and holds me down. She stands above me. I see frozen tears on her cheek. She does not move. She does not threaten me. I know this is the end. Her mouth opens. The inhuman scream that erupts from within her digs through the blackness that shrouds my mind, and I see her. The wood that tore beneath her feet. The water that swallowed her. She fades, replaced by the face of the devil that has followed me. Was it always there? My madness. Did I view it from a different form? Is anything in my mind true? Time bleeds. My vision shimmers, distorting the face that approaches. Its dark eyes watch closely as it walks forward. Its fur matted and stained. Its fangs glisten in the fading light. Its enormous hands, tipped with jagged blades, rise above my head. I close my eyes. I am coming. Interesting. I think that's, if I remember right, that's a god. That's a book about a god. I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, I'm going to speak to Luva Alavari. Standing next to her desk and lost in thought, Governor Alavari looks up at your approach. Her expression of intent, focus, thaws instantly, and she greets you with a startlingly sunny smile.
An interesting surprise. The Watcher of Cadnoa, no? I am told that is your ship in the harbor. Be cozy, I mean nothing by it. All newcomers are of great interest here. I am Lueva Alvari, Governor-in-Residence of the Valiant Trading Company here in Nekataka. What brings you to my door?
Are you in charge here?
An interesting question.
Governor Alvari's mouth twists in a rueful smile.
Director Castol concerns himself with the business of the Valiant Trading Company as a whole. He must coordinate our operations across the entire region. I am afraid you must deal with me for the time being. You seek work, information. These are things I can help you with.
She folds her hands. Can you tell me a little bit about the Valiant Trading Company?
Well, the Valiant Trading Company has been here in Nekataka for many decades now. Its main interest is in the mining of luminous Adra, for which we have negotiated with numerous tribes for access to the Adra sites and, where possible, labor. The company also engages in more mundane lines of trade, of course. Ultimately, we are merchants.
So you have work for me?
Work suited to a watcher. Your arrival presents an opportunity. How much do you know about the Adra trade?
I know that Adra has value beyond ointments and perfumed baths.
Perhaps. We are concerned foremost with providing a return on our shareholders' investments by way of refined luminous Adra. Every viable deposit is of interest to us, cartographers, surveyors. At any moment, we have a dozen expeditions underway. Some weeks ago, we received word of a large quantity of luminous Adra on a distant island. Pukukahara. It is not charted on any of our maps. However, Pukukahara is said to neighbor the island of Tikawara, and we've already made contact with the natives there. We dispatched an expedition to Tikawara with instructions to locate the Adra site and determine its value. Our people have neither returned nor sent any word on their progress.
Alavari spreads her hands in a gesture of helplessness.
We are too long delayed, and someone must finish the job. A watcher can determine if there is essence in the Adra, if it is worth the trouble and investment to remove it. Information for which we are willing to pay.
Do you want me to find your people?
Ideally, but if the worst has come to pass, I would like you to complete the investigation of the Adra deposit. Anything that may assist the company.
What do you want to know about Pukukahara?
Not much, unfortunately. A few superstitions among the locals, but they're unusually tight-lipped about the subject.
Obviously that question was actually what do you know about Pukukahara, but whatever. Anyway, if I'm to sail to Tikawahara, which we can learn about, I'll need to purchase some supplies. The village of the Tikawahara was recently founded by a small Huana tribe. The location has limited access to food. It is close to the legendary Igrithan ruins known to the Huana as Pokokahara. Okay, interesting.
Yes, I take your meaning. Here, a taste of what's to come. This will be of some use to you, I think. It entitles you to act as a commissioned agent of the Valiant Trading Company. Present it and you will be recognized as such.
Alavari presses a document into your hands. We got the right of commission. Cool.
Until then, I believe we're finished. Return here once you have word of our agents and our prize. Oh, and take care upon the open sea. There are greater hazards in these waters than a few pirates.
Okay. Well, wonder what she's referring to in particular there. I would imagine, we'll read that in a second, but I'd imagine that she's talking about, like, maybe the Raritarian, whatever it's called, the other trading company. Because they, like, if... I'm gonna be honest with you here. I mentioned Sid Meier's Pirates earlier. My full knowledge of pirates in what is the Caribbean, this is effectively the Caribbean, right? Comes from that. But I would assume that if we have a right of commission for one company, the other company would be like their fair game, right? Maybe? I don't know. That's just my logic. Maybe that's what she's referring to. Maybe she's just talking about the Kraken. Who knows? The enigmatic god of cold. Young students are often confused by Berath and Vermigant. Vermigant being the god of entropy, cold winter, bad luck, famine, natural disasters, manifests as a... We've already read that one. Seemingly overlapping roles in holding dominion over death. Berath oversees the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Vermigant oversees the cold, destructive act of death itself. That difference is often difficult for novices to appreciate until they've lost a loved one and endured the absence for a time. It is Berath that determines we will be reborn just as certainly as we will die, but Remigant is the executioner's axe. Remigant shows us that all life ends in stillness. I need only show the symbol of Remigant, the bone-white Urok skull found carved within most ancient Igrithan ruins, the symbol of death and doom in every culture. Any child that with 4 winters under his belt needs no introduction to the ancient symbol. Vermigant embodies not just death, but manifestations of collapse, be they famine, plague, or simple bad luck. Vermigant is a primal god, silent and indestructible as death itself, makes himself known with his passing, not by proclamation. There are innumerable stories of the god's terrifying passage through the lands of Eora. When the beast of winter stirs, bitter winds and beastly howling follow the creature's every move. Wherever the beast plants a hoof, all life withers to dust. The faithful of Remigant insist that even another god's life can end in stillness. They claim that the other gods must flee from the beast of winter's mastery over death, but we know not if this boast holds true. Though the beast of winter is shrouded in snowy clouds, those who have seen the shaggy white monster claim that the souls of the fallen can be seen clinging, perhaps frozen to the beast's fur. The dwarves of the boreal south have numerous stories to tell a similar plot. A brash hero seeks out the beast of winter to rescue the souls trapped in its fur. These tales will never end, for even if the hero saves his beloved soul, the hero dies in the process, for it is not a proper tale of Remigant until the hero's life ends in stillness. Interesting. Okay.
Sorry, friend.
Cursory scan of the shelves reveals labelled ledgers that date back decades, and then more books. Oh, we just get told off. I want to read your books, please. Alright, well, that's fine. We'll head this way then. What's in here? We've got...
That would be a no.
Just want to click on that one right here if there's a pixel where it works. Nope, that one's impossible. Maybe if I zoom in.
That would be...
No. Okay. Numerous guests appear to have carved the names into the wooden frame of this painting. Okay. Fine. Up here we go. Second floor. See what else is going on at the Valiant Trading Company. Hopefully another mission or two. Okay. That takes us to Queen's Berth, so that's outside. I'll probably be where we leave. Then this will be the director's office then, I would assume. And the Paladins of the Five Sons, which was what Pallegina was a paladin of, and why she had ripped this, rubbed the suns off of her outfit. Okay. Ooh, what we got here? Oh, we'll have that. Right.
What do you need?
Hello, Alesco Saraso.
Just a moment.
The dwarven woman at the desk does not look up yet. She taps at her chin with the quill in hand, a look of furious concentration on her face. After a few moments, she scrawls something down on the ledger in front of her.
There we are. So, did Alvari send you? I'm putting together the numbers. She will have to be patient.
She glances up at you, distracted, then looks up again, blinking owlishly.
Well, you're no clerk. Sientere, Watcher. I was preoccupied. Do not take it personally. They put me in this side office for a reason.
Sienteri, a Valian expression meaning, I'm sorry.
Oleska Saraso, advisor. Did you get turned around? I have little to do with people, to be honest. Numbers mostly.
Saraso gestures to the desk with a quick sweep of her arm.
What can I do for you today, Watcher?
How fares the company?
I will not lie. Our fortunes dwindle. I must ask the director for some clarity on these figures. I cannot imagine why they are so low.
What do you do here?
Put plainly, I am an advisor to the director. I keep the books in order and offer advice on the operations of the fleet. Profits, losses, all here.
Rather than pointing at a ledger, she raises a hand to tap the side of her head.
I have a better head for numbers than for small talk, I'm afraid. It isn't personal. It is nice to be asked, I suppose. I hardly ever get anyone in here unless they need help with their sums.
Let's try and flatter her. I don't see why. You probably have the most important job here.
That is true, but hardly anyone says so.
Saraso smiles, an earnest, amused smile that brightens her eyes and puts colour in her cheeks.
I have been lucky to reach this position. I enjoy the work, and it is clear that I am needed. Being useful. It is a good feeling.
Can I ask you some questions?
I can spare a few moments.
What do you think of Alavari?
She's nice, no? A little intense, maybe. She gets results. Always to the letter.
Who runs the company?
While the Songretta is away, Cantaniro is the company's highest authority on the island, but he mainly concerns himself with diplomatic affairs. For the usual business, you want the director.
Could you tell me a little about the Valian Trading Company?
Well, it is funded and so controlled by the Songretta Mea Compresa. I can tell you that much. A council of 11 investors. Dukes, nobles, not all from the Republic's mind, but all very important people.
Dukes, a Valian term for the ruler of a sovereign city-state. Okay, right. Well, let's leave.
Sure.
I do want to go in here, so we're just going to try. Hey. Apologies, the director is not in. Well, you know, as a reason for us not to be allowed in, that's fairly alright. I'm going to head out this way. Go outside again. Oh, for some reason, one of us was not joining us on this little journey.
You must...
Okay, that's fine. Right. And... where are we? It finally loads.
Gather your party before venturing forth.
Oh, okay. We got more stuff. A folded note. This note appears to be quickly jammed underneath the bench as it's slightly crumpled. It's covered in what seems to be several failed attempts at amorous verse, including a few ill-advised rhymes for helm and sword. Alright, and then the Moons of Eora. Look up at the night sky. Oh, we've already read this one. We've literally already read that book. In this game. Okay. And then another dog. Hello, dog. What is collecting dogs as we go through? Yeah, clear that out. +1 perception for this dog that we have named Toby. And your party gets a bonus to max health with this one. Does our other dog have another effect as well? No. Oh, he gives us a bonus to will. It doesn't say anywhere, but it's like you get a bonus to will. What does... Enemy weapon attacks are less likely to crit, it says there. Interesting. I'm wondering whether they nerf the animals all, or whether they actually give these effects and it just doesn't say. Anyway, interesting.
Sure.
Right, let's head down here. And out the front door, I guess. Continue exploring the city. There's a lot of city to explore. I'm hoping for another level up or two before we go back to combat, because we're gonna need it. Alright, head out this way. And I think it's bottom left of the city we're exploring right now, and then we got some more bits of it. Like, we're only exploring one singular section of the city. It's crazy. There's so much of it. Right. There's also the sewer that we could... You know what? I'm intrigued. I would like to go into the sewer. I'm going to look for structural weaknesses in the sewer. The iron looks sturdy enough, but you're able to spot some telltale signs of corrosion between the bars and the brick. Now that the defect is apparent, the work of bending the bars would be a less demanding challenge. Alright, send someone to bend in the bars. We're going to send Edier. Please bend the bars for me. Edier pries the bars loose with a quick grunt of exertion, followed by a satisfied nod. Alright, climb through. Carefully squeeze through the opening, steeling yourself for what comes next. In the darkness of the tunnel, you hear quiet reaching. You press on with offered sympathies. Partial success. Okay, so somebody did make it through here alright. As you progress through the tunnel, a change in the air pressure catches your attention. There is an opening above your head. The walls are slick and coated with waste. You find handholds carved in either side of the narrow passage leading up. You haul yourself out of the pit towards freedom. And out through the toilet of the Valian Trading Company headquarters. Alright. Can't help but notice that we just went into the building that we just left. Through the toilet. Alright. Well then. That's that. Not really much to that. We'll just need to remember it's there for later, I guess. Did we at least get XP? Doesn't look like we got any XP for that. Okay. No XP.
A giant? One of the raccoon?
Here.
No, much bigger. Such is the rumor. Sounds like sailor tales to me.
Okay, so yeah, they obviously still haven't seen the giant here. It still hasn't, like, filtered through. Okay. What have we got along this way? A cobbler. Hello.
In the market for decent footwear? You won't find any cat leather around in my shop. Some of us hold ourselves to a higher standard.
The merchant gestures for you to speak freely. Well, let's see what you have.
Of course. Come take a look.
Alright. Nothing really that good. Alright. So we explored that court. Well, we've got a little bit over here to explore as well. Okay. It is a really big city. Which is cool. Right. More commoners. Enemy spotted. Oh, brine imps. Okay. Edier, go get it. What have we got? Yes. You. Zoti, go get it. We'll take a shot. Aloth will take a shot. And we'll get Seraphim to take a shot. And, even better, I'll remember to turn on his AI and get rid of the Cypher stuff on it. And turn him to defensive. There we go. Everybody attack. That went pretty well. We've almost killed them all.
Every day.
Yeah, that'll do it. Zoti, hit him with another sickle.
That's it!
That'll be a kill.
Beyond seek.
We did it. Okay. That was really
Sure
easy.
thing.
Kind of random. But okay. That type of combat can come back as much as it likes. That was easy. So we got the Peddler's Canal down here, apparently. Don't imagine there's anything going on with the Peddler's Canal, but we'll see. Nope. Moving the map. Is there any way to make that go faster? The map scrolling speed? Scrolls camera move when using screen. Yeah, let's make that like 2.5. Yeah, that's better. I would actually almost prefer it to be faster. That's alright. Okay, the Wild Mare. Let's head on in. This is our tavern for this area, where we've got a bunch of sailors who don't want to work because they've got easy money. Fair enough. Fair enough. See what we can do. Alright. We got a musician, we got more musicians, we got a dock worker, and we got...
Do you enjoy a coin, my friend?
We got Luca.
Can you lift a sword?
Is that the same Luca from the... It must be the same Luca from the Valian Trading Company.
Out, pesky fly! Shoo, shoo!
Ah, so we could have... One of the other options, we could have confronted him here, I guess. Oh, or drunk with him here. Okay. And there's Redora. Interesting. Let's speak to Abako first.
Ado, my friend. I knew our paths would cross eventually.
A Valian shouts over the din of the wild mare to get your attention, turning a great many heads to study your exchange. He takes a hearty swig of his tankard. Do I know you?
Not yet, but I know that we will be fast friends. Tell me, you are the one who sails that fine ship, Ak? Terrorize the docks with spirits, Ak?
Leaning in close, he sips from the tankard and loudly sucks moisture from his upper lip. Who's asking?
I am Aboko, and I am positioned to offer... I have opportunities for...
He clumsily unfolds a sheaf of parchment. The tankard slips in his grasp and spills ale down the front of his trousers. He gawks down at himself in horror.
1,000 times I practiced my speech. Merda. Never did it go this poorly.
You were saying?
I am supposed to be in the business of giving bounties, but I know no one who hunts them.
He stamps his feet, kicking up a spray of spilled ale.
No one will unfurl their sail for my humble payments. But I must start from the bottom and work my way to the top, Ak?
What bounties do you have available?
You will take the job? You will take the job.
He grips you by the shoulders and smiles, tears springing to the corners of his eyes.
Agrasima. Something special for my first hunter, then.
He drains the tankard and tucks it under his arm to retrieve his sheaf of notes.
I will start you on Meriel, the mad animancer. She tortures her victims with unspeakable treatments before casting what's left to Berath's will.
Oh.
My contact saw her leaving Port Mage and heading west of Mage Island.
I have some questions.
Agrasima, you have but to ask.
You seem down on your luck.
It is true that I have stumbled in my career path.
Abako clears his throat.
Now that I have such an accomplished hunter, I can stand in the long shadow of your success.
He claps you on the shoulder.
It's not all bad, but the momentum of meeting new clients over drinks and in such enchanting company, it drains the stamina, my friend.
Very well. Alright, well that went fairly well. Captain Redora, hello.
You say I cannot down the rest? Watch me, Amico.
A Valian sailor raises her tankard and arches her back to invite a torrent of ale down her expectant mouth. Holding this pose with nothing to show for it, he taps the tankard's base and furrows a brow at its apparent emptiness. Her companion shakes his head and focuses his attention elsewhere.
Madico, it is no wonder I thirst.
As she wipes her mouth with the back of her hand, her eyes widen and meet yours.
Ado, why do you stare?
Let's give her 12 copperins and get her in our good books. Your next grog is on me.
Agrasima, even in the oasis I am parched.
He pockets the coins and glances past you to the bar.
If you grant wishes, there is a vacancy on my ship.
Radora's frown cracks to reveal a shy smile.
Yet another reminder that not every seaworthy vessel be crewed up to the standards of the sorcerer.
He shakes his head. Well, as the captain of the Defiant, I'm already taken.
Sientere, frero.
Radora inclines her head.
Next time around the wheel, perhaps.
You don't seem to be having as much fun as the rest of the clientele.
The fun ran dry with the coin.
He manages a wan smile.
When the dancers see more than an empty purse, I will be a content Radora.
He sighs up at the stage. I thought we were to find her and convince her to pay back some money. Shipwright's plight. Ah, no. Okay, we skipped this because we found out that a pirate gang had mugged her. Okay, that's fine. Also, just see here, one of our bounties is on like Merrill the Mad. Here is the task. And one of our bounties is at like a Valian Trading Company bounty. Oh, interesting. So there are different levels of bounty hunters.
Where in the blazes is that old man?
Is someone looking for an old man? Okay. Can, hello? A young woman lingers near the stage with a mug of ale clutched tight in her hands. Though she shows no interest in the dancers, the bags under her eyes speak to many long nights spent drinking in the tavern. She looks lazily about the room until her gaze alights on you with interest.
Have you seen an old elf hanging around here lately? Dresses funny, probably drunker than an eel in a barrel of mead.
I can't say I have.
Andra's crushing void, I thought as much.
She sighs heavily and pinches the bridge of her nose.
Listen, the guy I'm looking for owes me a lot of money. 5,000 coppers. You help me find him, and I'll give you 20%.
Who owes you the money?
The drunk old goat I was pestering you about, Oswald. Like the credulous fool I am, I gave him a loan and he ran off before paying me back.
Han looks at you expectantly. Alright, sure. I'll do that.
I can't thank you enough. No one's been willing to so much as tell me the date until you came along. The man I'm looking for, Oswald, was especially fond of one of the courtesans upstairs, Alice. Maybe you can get more out of her than I can. She refuses to speak to me, the snippy little cur.
Have you tried asking nicely?
She wasn't receptive to my particular charms. Let's see you do better. Maybe you can get more out of her than I can. She refuses to speak to me, the snippy little cur.
I've got some questions.
What do you want to know?
Who are you?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that. But hey, what the hell?
Why was she hoping I wouldn't ask her that? It's a very normal question. She rakes an impatient hand through her dirty hair.
I'm one of the countless minor nobles that litter the Deerwooden countryside. You know Admeth Hadret, hero of the War of Defiance? He's my great whatever.
Alright, so what's the problem with that?
When people find out, they start doing weird shit. Calling me lady, opening doors for me, buying me drinks. Really, the title is a mockery. It means nothing to me.
So what's your history with Oswald? She groans theatrically, like she can't bear to recount the tale.
The man's a family friend. Has been for... must be 4 generations now. The perk of being an elf, eh?
What does Oswald owe you money for? She stares into the depths of her mug and sighs.
It's my fault, really. I should have known better than to believe that damned old drunk knew what he was doing. Man's a wizard. You understand, and a tinkerer. He convinced himself and me he could, with enough luminous adra, create a device that would add years to one's life. Must have been a crock of shit, because one day he up and ran without a word of explanation or apology. I thought I knew him better than that.
Alright, see ya. Interesting. I'm guessing something bad happened to him. Yeah, I would imagine something bad probably happened to do with his, like, you know, whatever experiment he did. And, yeah, probably killed him. Oh, what's in the back room first, before we head out? Well, not out, but, like, before we head to the front desk. Oh, more? Just 3, stuff sitting back there. Lovely. Right, hello.
Hail and welcome to the Wild Mare, friend.
A jovial man at the bar grins and motions you closer. His arms are corded with thick muscle and cross-hatched with scars.
Now, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm looking for more intimate entertainment.
You're in luck, friend. The Wild Mare employs a number of courtesans skilled in satisfying a wide range of tastes and interests.
He throws you an exaggerated wink and points towards the stairs behind him. Seraphim and Zoti are all for it. Aloth does not like it.
You'll find them upstairs. They handle their own coin too, so no need to go through me.
Alright, show me what you have for sale.
You see anything you like, you let me know.
Okay. So we got the private dance room, which gives +1 cast with all level 1 spells and +1 to all skills, or a backstage storage room. Interesting. We also can buy some more crew members. They actually cost money, these crew members. Interesting. Their wages aren't very much per day, though. We got a dwarf of the Nasiak tribe, which I believe was the one that one of our companions was in the previous game. And then we got a Mawa Rawatai, and we got a human of the Ixmal Plain. I think I'm going to hire them all? Yeah. Full complement. Oh, does that mean that we can't hire any more? No, not at all. Don't need to do party management, although that does tell me there are only 5 members in your party. Was there always only 5 members in your party? Maybe I imagined there being 6 in the first game. What do you think? Maybe I did imagine it. I must be imagining things. Oh, that's fine. Anyway. And we can buy stuff here. That's fine. Right,
What can I do you for?
so this must be our only companions for just now. 'Cause if it's the same as the first game, what it'll tend to do is it'll give you like a 5 group, and then you can find like 1 or 2 extras throughout the thing and switch them in and out. Okay, that's cool. Oh wait, I was trying to see if that person had a name. Poop. Okay, that's fine. Let's head upstairs. Find the person, convince them to tell me where Oswald has gone, and then we'll go find him.
What do we have here?
Ooh, something behind a pillow. Boana charm belt, so plus 20% stride and plus 1 survival. Okay, that seems like an Edier style, or he has a ring, but yeah, he could use that belt as well. Okay, that's fine. What's in this one? We can apparently just have it. Bookcases. So, we got the palm slats. We'll have first, and then we got poems from Erd Lenfath. The tree, the wind. Who shall hear the voice of the wind? It's beautiful, resplendent, unseen, intangible. His tongue whispers the oath. I move, I carry. Always will I fly, and always will I change, for nothing is permanent, nothing escapes my grasp. Who shall call the heart of the wind? It travels swiftly, fiercely, untouchable. Its fist howls with the promise. I push, I break. Never will I stop, and never will I land. All is in my domain, and all will bend to my will. Who shall resist the forces of the wind? Its anger presses, pushes, drives. The tree answers its call. Yes, your voice is loud, your name is grand, your force is mighty. I shall not resist. I will not defy. I will bend. Your power shall wash over me. You want me to bow? I will bow. I will always stand. I will always return. I will always recover. That's my pledge, my promise. That is my oath. Alright. I'm not a fan. But okay. Then the Nasasak Poetry, a compilation. The expedition. I move. There is no compulsion. It is not a need. But something pulls. I cannot deny its draw. The white wends out past my vision. Its fierce eyes watch me as I move. The wolf tracks my step. A silent companion who will not join. All is blank. The pale expanse lies before and behind. I search. The miles pass, and still my feet move. My hunt continues unabated. The landscape returns my gaze, unaffected by my presence. The snow falls, needles driven by the wind. Its cold teeth bite my skin. The snow gathers its hand around my feet. A fierce opponent who will not relent. All is white. My journey continues. I travel. I can no longer stop. A true compulsion forms. The need drives me on. I must see. The sun breaks through the grey. Its unrelenting gaze thaws me. My body warms under its touch. Frigid limbs move again and carry me farther. Farther. Anyway, all is empty. The breadth of existence is my destination. I'm not really a poetry person.
What can I do you for?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess we'll start speaking to them, one by one. Hello, Ymir.
See something you like?
The dancer turns to greet you, a coy smile tugging at his lips. He's short for an elf, but no less graceful for his lacking height. His long face and dark eyes lend him a solemn air, but any hint of gloom is chased away by the wash of colour in his cheeks.
Aloth! This is the last place I expected to see you. Have your interests changed so much since our time at Bragon Hill?
Interesting. A grin lights up Ymir's face. He fidgets with his hair self-consciously, smoothing it down where it's been muzzed. Oh, interesting. Maybe a little bit of history.
No, I still enjoy tile puzzles and deflecting personal questions. Anyway, what are you doing here?
He looks away as though he's trying to ignore Ymir's eager gaze. Edier seems pleased. Yes, Edier's enjoying this far too much.
I could ask the same of you.
He laughs lightly, a hand over his mouth.
I make my own hours, meet fascinating people, and the coin's nothing to sneer at. Better than stuffy old books and unflattering robes.
Oh, so he used to be a wizard. He casts a critical eye over Aloth's outfit. He opens his mouth to speak, but decides better of it. Well, why don't you introduce me to your handsome friend, Aloth?
This is Ymir, an old friend from my academy days.
A pleasure to meet you. It's good to see you again, Aloth. Anyway, I should get back to it. Be well.
He smiles warmly at Aloth, blush colouring the tips of his ears.
It was lovely seeing you.
He catches himself, looking panicked.
perhaps lovely is too strong a word. I meant pleasant. Perfectly agreeable.
He looks at you, chagrined.
I can see where I may have confused the poor fellow in our academy days. 'Twas a right fierce labour getting the lad to finger any flesh that weren't covering his spelly books.
Isomir growls.
Did you enjoy the show? There's more to see, if you're interested.
Tell me about yourself.
I suppose.
He looks at you with a newly critical eye.
I was raised in the Adir Empire. When I was young, I studied to be an arcane knight. After an incident at my school, I left the continent and wandered until I found myself in Nikitaka. As you can see, I stayed.
What kind of incident?
A handful of my fellow students got up to a bit of mischief that ended with several people dead.
His gaze lingers on the floor, the cushions, the tables, anywhere but your face. After a moment, he shrugs, offering no further explanation. Alright, see you later.
Till later, then.
Next one. Rabuna.
You want to speak with me? You do it in my room.
Okay then. That's fine.
I hear you.
Mephisto? Assume the position. Alright. Oh, she's going to her room now. Hello there. A godlike woman polishes a pair of stocks, tending to them with the fondness of a mother for her favourite child. The room is dim, illuminated only by the glow of her steel-forged skin. Her eyes burn to the light of Magrin's fire. When she hears you enter, she shoots you a look of utter contempt.
I will give you an experience you won't soon forget.
Tell me about yourself.
I must assume the question beneath your question is how a fire godlike came to find herself in a place such as this.
She leans back against a wall of chains. They clink and rattle, and she smiles at the sound.
Perseverance. Being as I am, I have been forced to find it for myself. Now I teach it to others. To live in a world as a thinking, feeling creature, it is difficult. It demands strength. But we cannot always be strong. I help those who have lost their strength to find it again.
She wraps a chain around her arm and tugs. The steel links glow red with forge fire where they touch her skin. Alright, see you later. A little bit too intense, really. Anyone in here? Konstantin? Hello. A burly dwarf man hums a jaunty tune to himself as he fastidiously organizes his collection of scented oils. When he hears you enter the room, he greets you with a smile and a humongous outstretched hand. His grip is strong and sure.
Come to seek ablutions for your sins?
He slaps his knee with a bark of laughter.
Get it? Ablutions? Absolution? Ha! I crack myself up. Gets me every time.
He wipes a tear from his eye, still chuckling.
Massage? Bath? Whatever you need. Just ask.
How did you end up here?
Oh, you don't want to hear about that. I lived a boring life, so there wouldn't be much to the telling.
He crosses his thick arms over his chest. A slight blush spreads across his cheeks. Indulge me.
Truth be told, my real passion is pottery. Trouble is, I got these big hands. Not meant for delicate work.
He turns his palms up for you to inspect. Just one is easily large enough to cover your entire face. Well, you know what they say about people with big hands. Need big gloves.
Worked out in the end, of course. Now I specialize in relieving tension in a Mauer and death godlike.
He nods to himself. You seem bored here.
I guess I can't hide my feelings as well as I thought I could.
He gives you a nervous chuckle and scratches at his beard.
The stability's good and all, but I haven't seen anything that gets my blood pumping in ages. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and what's life without a little excitement?
Doing the same old thing day in, day out. It's enough to make a man leap from the nearest window.
He nods vigorously. Alright, well, see ya. I say, you could come with me.
Where to?
He raises an inquisitive brow, his large hands previously dancing with restless energy still. Well, there's a 700-foot tall statue made of Adra, which I'm going after.
No kidding.
He merely drops a bottle of massage oil in his excitement.
I like to see something like that for myself.
He sighs, a wistful edge in his voice.
Do you think I could come with you? Just for a bit.
Grab your things then, let's go.
Hell! You don't have to tell me twice!
Okay, I just recruited a large-handed dwarf. Oh, he's an actual... Wait, what? Sidekicks. Sidekicks start out as unique NPCs, integral to specific quests, complete with their own personalities and looks. They may often join your party as a reward for completing their quest. Just like companions, these new characters have a custom portrait and voice sound set. However, unlike companions, they do not have their own vision quest and will not participate in the companion relationship system. Oh. Oh. Well, I mean, I'll accept you joining, but, I mean, we're never going to use you. But yeah, nice having you here. But like, if they're not one of our companions, right, there's no point having them here because the companions have a quest, if you know what I'm meaning. So, we would want to do the quest. Anyway. Let's head in here, close the door. Also, the quests usually involve them being in your party for the quest to trigger. So, like, you need to have them in your party. Anyway, let's speak to Annalise. A young woman reclines on the cushions, a hookah hose held delicately in one hand. Eyes closed, she sings to herself. Her voice is soft and inviting. She doesn't move when she hears you approach, but slowly opens her eyes with a lazy smile.
Come, lay your head on my breast. I will read to you the work of my favorite poet, Skilber.
Tell me about yourself.
It's futile to attempt to summarize the whole of a person in simple words. How to capture their dreams, the desires of another, their feel and taste. But I appreciate your curiosity nonetheless. I am an actor. Trained from childhood. Difficult for you to believe, I'm sure.
A teasing smile pools at the corner of her lips. Her voice is wistful, almost melancholic.
My troop were my family, and we traveled the whole of the Adir Empire, performing the classic literatures to cheering audiences.
Sounds like a pleasant life.
The work was good when the crowds were grateful, and their pockets swelled with coin.
He gives you a pained smile and looks away. Seraphine and Zoti both liked me saying that. Good.
I found a more dependable application of my talents here. To touch the hearts of others with my voice. I could not give that up. Have you come to hear some verse?
What's your problem with Can?
Oh, her. Yes, she is persistent, isn't she? She barged in and began asking me all sorts of inappropriate questions about my customers. She grew incensed when I asked her to leave. She's no longer welcome in my room.
Annalise wrings her hands and looks away. Her gaze settles on the armoire in the corner.
I do hope she's not a friend of yours. Her manners are atrocious.
Okay, let's become a customer. And then, hopefully, she'll talk to us.
100 copper pans, a reasonable fee to experience the sublime words of Adir's greatest poets, don't you think? Come, lay your head on my breast. I will read to you the work of my favorite poet, Skilber.
All right.
Do you know Skilber? She wrote in the time before Adir's marriage to Kulkin, when the kingdom was fire bright and yearning for a purpose. Now, listen.
Is there more underneath here, or...? Yes.
An exquisite poet. Oh, this shall be a rare treat.
Everybody's enjoying it.
Ship at dawn, its face pressed to the sea's slick lips. My sister and you. A sailor died in lantern light. The wind, my brother's fingers pulling at your hair. His breath hot and boastful, promising. I, a horizon whose borders your thumb has not traced in years. You, slack-jawed and groaning, your chin in the hard grip of longing, led stumbling through the waves.
All right.
A pleasant diversion, yes? Visit me any time, my friend.
See, we're now her friend.
Have you come to hear some verse?
Well, no. Can is looking for someone named Oswald. Sound familiar?
I'm sure I don't know who you're talking about. Now please leave.
He gestures towards her door and makes a assuring motion. Well, what if he's in danger? Don't you care about his well-being?
If I knew a man named Oswald, and if that man was in danger, I would still decline to be involved. Now, is there something else I can do for you?
Okay.
I'm sure I don't know who you're talking about. Now please leave.
It'll be our secret. No one has to know you talk to me.
Absolutely not. My clients depend on my discretion. I will not betray their trust simply because you ask me to.
She casts a nervous glance towards her armoire and frowns.
You should know full well the difficult position you're putting me in, having been a client of mine yourself.
She rolls her eyes and looks away, furtively watching the door. Alright, see ya.
Farewell.
Real quiet now.
We cannot go stealthy.
I got this.
But we could just open the armoire. We can open it. Need 2 lockpicks, I think.
They'll never know I'm here.
I think she will know we're here. What if...
Give me a real challenge.
We head out this way.
Easy does it.
Go stealthy. Sneak in this way. We hide? No. You know what? I'm just going to open it. We're going to save. We're going to open it.
This calls for...
Yes. 3 lockpicks.
Subtle touch.
Rank thievery! Really? Get out! You are no longer welcome here. Rank thievery!
I got this.
Rank thievery! Rank!
Alright, well. Let's reload that. And we will try it again. Okay. Hello.
Have you come to hear some verse? I'm sure I don't know who you're talking about. Now please leave.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to give you 250 coppers.
How dare you!
Her hands ball into fists at her side. She fixes you with a glare hot enough to melt iron. My mistake, I meant 500 coppers. Annalise cranes her neck to peer over your shoulder, then snatches the coins from your hand and hastily shoves them into a pouch at her waist.
Oswald has visited oft of late. He's a sentimental old man, and he longs for the words of our homeland, Adir. I would often read the old epics to him in their original Eldadiran.
Her eyes gain a distant, unfocused look, and wistful smile spreads across her face.
He's grown paranoid recently, however, always muttering about the shadows following him and other such nonsense. It was quite unnerving, frankly. He came to me in a panic a few days ago and shoved his journal into my hands. He told me he'd be back for it, but I've not seen hide nor hair of him since. I wonder, perhaps his journal would help you find him? Here, take this key. You'll find the journal in my armoire.
Alright.
Watch and learn.
Well, we're going to take her clothing, obviously, and the journal. Godandag. This afternoon, I walked the streets of Nikataka and felt an unusual spring in my step. I cannot be sure if it is the fine weather of this archipelago or my great distance from the deerwood and the blasted Goose and Fox Inn that has gifted me this buoyancy of spirit, but I am grateful nonetheless. I've seen no sign of the girl. Hell be praised. God's willing, I've slipped her net at last. Oh, so he was running from this Khan. Okay. The shadow, Mekzindag. The shadows are strange here, seeming to move of their own accord. I passed from Queen's Birth to Pekariki's Overlook this morning. I could have sworn I saw one turn to face me, then another. I fled the area as quickly as I could. As far as I can tell, I was not followed. I have many enemies, as any man of a roguish, adventurous mind should. Though none have cause to search for me here. I know these shadows must have been a trick of the mind, but I'm uneasy. The next entry is written in shaky wild hand, clearly penned in great haste. Reislingstag. As I put me down to bed this evening, I heard a faint whispering beneath my window. I've always leave it open to catch to better catch the breeze, and thanks be to Hela for that. Or I might have been none the wiser. However, when I went to investigate, no one was there. Yeah, I know I heard voices. I may be old, perhaps even paranoid, but I'm not crazy. I must leave this place with all haste. Gods protect me in my flight. Next and final page, the journal is a symbol of Wodaka, a broken crown sprawled in deep red ink. Okay. Interesting. Let's talk to her about this.
Have you come to hear some verse? I'm sure I don't know who...
Yeah, we've already done that. We've done that several times, so
Hey
that's
there.
fine.
Be right there.
So I guess we'll give the journal to her and that'll be it then? Interesting. Maybe she was lying to us? Seems unlikely. Okay. See what she has to say about it. Once we get over here. Hello.
Have you got any leads on that mad old goat yet?
Here's the journal. Can flips through Oswald's journal, then stops and looks up at you, eyes wide. Someone has hastily scrawled the broken crown of Wodaka across the last page. Can mutters to herself. She traces the symbols with her finger and frowns.
Oh, Oswald, you really stepped in it now, haven't you? Getting mixed up with Woodakins? You damned old fool.
She shakes her head sadly and closes the journal with a snap.
Where could they have taken him?
She chews on the lower lip with uneven teeth and mutters to herself. Well, you must have sailed through half of Deadfire to get to Nekataka. Anything catch your eye?
Not really. To be honest, I spent most of the trip out from Defiance Bay, bent over the bulwark, giving Andra a taste of my innards. I hate boats.
Let's say nothing.
Damn, if only I could find that captain who gave us passage to the Deadfire. Bet he'd know. Wait a tick.
He blinks, remembering.
When our ship neared Nekataka, the bosun told me about a weird temple on an island in the Karatapu Channel, southwest of the city. She wouldn't tell me what it was for, though. Got real spooked when I asked.
Well, a weird temple? That's where I want to go.
Go take a look then, and let me know what you find.
He marks the location on your map with a flourish.
With any luck, you'll catch the old goat there in one piece, and we'll both leave here with some weight in our purse.
Alright, well, I will see you later,
sure.
and I'll see you later, viewer of this video, because it's the end of the episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.